Yo, I know that shit dropped off, but we are fucking back. Tell me y'all not gonna waste y'all time watching that bullshit ass Jake Paul fight, cause I'm not. I'm not watching that shit. It gets to a point where you gotta start boycotting shit. Like that's where we are in life. You gotta start boycotting shit. Can't go your whole life putting up with this shit just because this the way things always been. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta switch shit up. That's why every political regime that you see eventually get some new leaders. That's why you see eventually in a couple of years, poor people become rich. Some rich people become poor. You know what I mean? The shit changes up. When it comes to this fight, I feel like we really gotta start calling this shit out. When you're living in a world where everything is about money, because that's the society that we live in, people will be like, man, everything was always about money. No, in today's world, everything is about money to the point where the entertainment doesn't even have to equal the amount of money that's being put out. They don't even care if the people that are watching this stuff that are supposed to be entertained, they don't even care if those people are entertained anymore. It's all about the views and how much marketing and advertising I could get behind this one product. And then that's what's going to determine how successful something is. It used to be the fans could watch something and the fans be like, man, that was a really good fight. I'm glad I watched that. I'm glad I gave my money to pay-per-view. Now we're getting fucking free content on Netflix that you don't even want to fucking watch. Think about that. We went from must see TV, you gotta go over somebody's house because I can't miss this fucking fight, to I'm gonna just watch this shit on Netflix because it's free anyway. Or if you a motherfucker like me, I'm not watching this shit at all. Why would I watch a fight in which I know this shit is fake? You know, like it's no element of surprise to that. What are we getting out of that? We got Anthony Joshua, who is a heavyweight champion of the world. He has won a belt before. Versus a dude who can fucking barely turn his hook over. Like Jake Paul. Jake Paul can't do this. He can't. He can't. He can't. He can't do none of that. He ain't got no hook. He don't got none of that. Everything with him is stiff. You know what I mean? Like everything with him is stiff. He ain't got no. Jake Paul ain't got none of this. Like Jake Paul ain't got none of that. He ain't got no slip. Jake Paul ain't got none of that. He's straightforward, slow. You know what I mean? Why are we watching that? And now what you call it is also fucking stiff. Anthony Joshua. But the difference is he has more practice at his stiff shit than Jake Paul does. That's the difference. Jake Paul is a dude who used to be on YouTube making fucking videos. And then he was sitting in his house one day. He was like, yo, I got a shitload of money. I'm just going to fucking try boxing. Fuck it. I done did everything else. I done made millions of dollars off of fucking YouTube. What else can I do? I done already traveled the world. I'm out here fucking as many bitches as I want. I'm really having my way. What the fuck else can I do? You know what? I'm just going to try my hand at boxing. That's what Jake Paul is doing. And people are actually going to watch this shit. How do y'all really think this shit is going to go? If Jake Paul beats Anthony Joshua, it's obviously fixed. Like, Jake Paul, what experience does he have that convinces you that he's going to beat Anthony Joshua? What has Jake Paul done in his short career that makes people even think he's worthy of fighting Anthony Joshua? Because let's not forget, This is the same Anthony Joshua that casual boxing fans love. Casual boxing fans that don't know shit about boxing and that just look at a person based off of how they look, they fucking love Anthony Joshua. They think he is the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread when it comes to boxing. How come now all of a sudden everybody forgot all about that support that Anthony Joshua was getting, all the respect that Anthony Joshua was getting that at the time he hadn't even earned? Now all that shit's out the window. Now people are really thinking that that guy and this brand new YouTube sensation, I ain't even gonna call him a boxer, that guy deserved to be in a ring together. Like, come on. You look like Felix from Stray Kids. Oh, okay, thanks. But like I was saying, who thinks that those people deserve to share the ring together? Like, that shit, it really doesn't make any sense. Like, it's baffling. It's mind-boggling. That's because we live in a fake society and people are falling in love with a false reality that's not real. That's the only way that this could be possible. You want to hear about this shit years ago. You wouldn't hear about fucking Mike Tyson at the height of his career fighting a fucking the equivalent of like a movie director. That's what that will be the equivalent of, because that's what Jake Paul is. He's a YouTube influencer who makes videos. Back in the years of like real boxing, you would never hear some shit like this. Nobody would fuck around with Mike Tyson. Nobody would have the balls to say, you know what? I want to go in there and fuck with Mike Tyson. Nobody would say that because they're not crazy. That's how you know we live in a world that's all about money. Everything's about money. Fucking video game. Look how long we've been waiting for GTA. Look how long we've been fucking waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6. My daughter was 2 when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. She's 16 now. That's crazy. Because it's all about money. They was like, damn, we used to bring a new game out every fucking, I don't know, maybe every 3 to 4 years, but these dummies gonna keep buying the same DLC and just keep fucking buying it and buying it and buying it. Then this shit was out so goddamn long, they said, yo, we could get a whole nother generation that's never fucking played this game ever. We could get them to buy this game all over again. Just think about that. You, the parent who played GTA 5, is now buying GTA 5 for your child. That's how fucking crazy this shit is. Because it's all about money. It's not about entertaining you anymore. This fight would have never happened 10 years ago. Would have never happened. Because people weren't as asleep as they are right now. People are fucking asleep. When the last time you actually wanted to go to the movies and watch and go see a movie with your family? It's been a long ass fucking time. Because the shit is not entertaining no more. It's so much about money that they don't care about you getting something out of the deal. Entertainment is good entertainment. If it costs, I have to pay my money, but I don't have a problem with paying my money. If I have to pay attention to the fact that I paid for that bullshit, now I'm mad. Now that's terrible entertainment. The fabricated narrative or World War II. What are you talking about? What fabricated narrative of what? Let's talk about our Jewish president. Come on, shut the fuck up, Eduardo. You always got some dickheads that want to come in. Shut the fuck up, Eduardo. How about that? Like, shut the fuck up. You always got some asshole. We don't care about politics on this channel. Shut the fuck up. We don't care about that shit. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up, Eduardo. We're not talking about that right now. Shh. And you always got somebody trying to come in and fuck some shit up. You know what I mean? Shut up, Eduardo. You want to talk about that shit? Go to CNN. They probably live right now. We talking about this fake ass fight right now. Are y'all watching it? Are you watching the Jake Paul fight, even though it's free? Are you gonna watch that bullshit? Are you really gonna waste your time? That's the question. Are y'all finna waste y'all time Friday? That's what the title should have been. Who wasting their time on Friday? Who's wasting their time on Friday watching this bullshit? Because I know I'm not. I'm boycotting bad entertainment. I'm boycotting that shit. If the entertainment is trash, if it's fucking set up, if it's scripted, I'm not watching that shit. I just keep telling y'all, boxing is becoming WWE. That's what boxing is becoming. Boxing is becoming wrestling, where we just like say a whole bunch of shit, put a camera, right? We act like we about to fight, right? And then we probably either don't make the fucking fight, or if we do make the fight, the fucking beef and the arguing was more entertaining than the actual fight. That's how this shit going. What's the last fight you got excited about? Why is this fight even happening? That's what we should be asking. If you are a real boxing fan, you should be incensed that this shit is happening. You've been watching boxing for 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. Ask yourself that. Why the fuck is this fight happening? Who needs this fight? How is this fight beneficial for boxing? Somebody answer that. How is Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua beneficial for boxing? What does this fight do for boxing? And I don't want to hear like it brings more people to the sport, blah, 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 blah. Why do I want to bring people to a sport where we're not going to see the best compete against the best? We're not going to see that no more. We're going to see dudes that can hop up off their couch, fucking go get a camera, go get some people to be their trainer and act like they're like punching fucking. Jake Paul be getting his homies from Calabasas that went out to the club last night. He be getting them to come in and do his fucking sparring. Then he be punching all over them, recording that shit. And then people say, oh yeah, he's getting better. Oh yeah, Jake's getting better. You see the way Jake's beating his best friends up? He's really getting better. What do we think is really going to happen in this fight is the question. These guys fight. What's going to happen? How do you see this fight going? You see a dude who has never accomplished anything in the sport versus a guy who's very accomplished in the sport. And I'm not even an Anthony Joshua fan. That's the crazy thing. I'm just a person who's boxed before, so I know damn well you don't just hop off YouTube and come into boxing and then next thing you know you're fighting a former heavyweight champion of the world. Like this shit is, it's a joke. Like it's a real joke, and it's an insult to your intelligence is what it is. It's a real insult to your intelligence. I'm not watching it either, Gregory. Like I got more important shit to do. Even if I don't got more important shit, even if I'm just playing on PS5, I'm still not watching that shit. I don't care if it's free. Now, if they pay me, yeah, I'm gonna watch that shit. A motherfucker came to my house and said, yo, I'm gonna give you $500 to watch this shit. I'll be watching that shit like this. I'll be all up in that shit. I'll probably be live watching that shit. But until then, I'm not wasting my time. I want to see a real fight. I can't even think of nobody that I actually want to see because I have a disdain for boxing right now. I can't even tell you a fight that I want to see right now because this shit is so fake. This shit's so fake. What's a fight that y'all want to see right now? What's a fight that y'all want to see me? You can't say anything Tank because Tank going to beat his girlfriend up and Tank not going to be able to fight. So you can't say nothing Tank. Tank like beating his girls up. Know what I mean? So you can't say nothing Tank. You can't say Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua is currently fighting Jake Paul right now. So you can't say you want somebody to fucking fight him. Deontay Wilder is on fucking ayahuasca. Deontay Wilder ain't looked the same since like, what, 4 or 5 years ago? Deontay Wilder been washed up for a long fucking time. Keyshawn Davis or whatever that dude is, I think that motherfucker retired from boxing. Like this shit is really just like WWE. Like it literally is. Talk a whole bunch of shit, record it, release that shit to the public, and you probably see the fight like 2-3 years from now where motherfuckers not even interested in. This shit's so bad. Manny Pacquiao had to come back. That's how bad the state of boxing is. Pacquiao had to come back. Fuck it. I lost an election over in the Philippines. Fuck it. I'm coming back to boxing. That's how bad this shit is. Now, what I would actually like to see, now that they're both old, I like to see Floyd and Pacquiao. Oh, I love to see that work right now. Motherfuckers think I'm tripping. That's probably one of the best fights you'll see right now. That's probably one of the best fights you'll see right now. Floyd and Mayweather right now, where they're both old, is going to be watching. It's going to be like watching sparring. If you love watching boxing, you don't care whether you watching sparring or boxing, as long as I'm watching some good work. I don't give a fuck. They could release Terrence Crawford's sparring matches to me, and I will watch that shit because I love the sport of boxing. I was a boxer for several years, so I love watching boxing. But I love to see Mayweather right now and Pacquiao right now. Both of them are even. It's an even fight right now. We watched Bernard Hopkins when he was fucking, what, 55? So motherfuckers can't knock me for saying that. You watched Bernard Hopkins when he was still fighting that alien bullshit that I hated. Motherfuckers still watch that. We still got boxers right now that's in their 40s that's still fighting. Fucking King Kong fought up into how long? King Kong was at least like 43, 44. So the age thing is not even an issue no more. It's all about the... And I'm sure if they piped up the Mayweather-Manny Pacquiao fight right now, that shit'll sell out. That shit'll sell out. That shit will sell out. If people was willing to watch Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, if people were willing to watch Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, why would you not watch Mayweather versus Floyd? I mean, Mayweather versus Pacquiao right now. Somebody tell me that in the chat. If you were willing to watch Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, knowing damn well Mike Tyson was old as fuck, and you still watch that, why would you not watch Mayweather versus fucking Pacquiao? Tell me. Give me a good reason. Give me a good reason. There's no more of a skill gap no more. Because they're both old now. The age done caught up to both of them now. If anything, I feel like Pacquiao got more left than Floyd. For real. And I'm a Floyd fan. But I feel like in terms of fighting and like who's going to give a more entertaining fight, who going to let their hands go. We not talking about who going to be defensive and who going to slip shit, because we know Floyd going to do that to the day that he died. But I'm talking about a fight where motherfuckers going to be swinging and throwing punches, and a motherfucker got to duck, and a motherfucker got to slip, and a motherfucker is being aggressive. I'm giving that to Pacquiao right now. Look at his last match. We ain't seen Floyd fight in a bunch of Sundays. The last thing we seen Floyd fight, which is funny, is ironic, was the YouTuber. That's about to be the next big thing. This YouTube influencer type shit is going to start merging into fucking cultures and merging into genres that you didn't expect it to merge into. I never thought I would see a fucking Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. I never seen that shit. I never thought I'd see it. I never wanted to see it, but I definitely never thought I would see it. But that's where the state of boxing is right now, though. That's where the state of boxing is. Boxing is so bad that we're forced to watch a YouTuber. That's how bad this shit is. That's because they let the money corrupt shit. Money corrupts everything. When shit becomes all about money, it starts to taint shit. Look at sports. Look at basketball. Nobody watches the NBA like that no more. The only way you watching basketball is if you're fucking betting on that shit. If you're betting on it. If you're betting on basketball, oh, you're watching it. If you're betting on the NFL, oh, you're watching it. But people that's my age, 35, 36, motherfuckers that done watched 20 years of that shit, and then now you watching this new generation, man, you ain't watching that shit. I don't want to watch a motherfucker be on a fast break. It's a 3-on-1. This motherfucker pulls up from half court and boings the shot. Like, I don't want everybody think they Steph Curry in the NBA. Nobody really have their own original game no more. Either that or Steph was busting motherfuckers' ass so bad that he made it to the point where if you can't shoot, nobody wants to watch you. One or the other, or it could be both. One or the other, or it could be both. But all I know, getting back to the topic, I ain't watching that bullshit Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul fight. And the funny thing about it is, like, in the midst of doing all this, Jake is teaching people how to be good actors, how to become good entertainers, because Anthony Joshua really acting like he taking this shit serious. Anthony Joshua acting like he taking this shit serious. He talking about he done changed trainers. He training with Usyk now. Like shit is goofy. He looked like he training harder than when he was. I mean, I'm trolling obvious because we all know that Anthony Joshua is not training harder than he was training when he was fighting a Usyk or Anthony Du Bois or Andy Ruiz. See, that's why I don't take this shit serious with Jake Paul. I just can't. Who has he fought? He hasn't. Jake Paul ain't never been to the Olympics. He probably. I don't think he has over. I could be wrong, but I don't think that he has over 100 rounds of sparring. Even when and you know what's wild? Like people are like this is the funniest thing ever. People are talking all this shit like Jake Paul is like really a real boxer, all this. Jake Paul was getting his ass whooped by Hasim Rahman Jr. He was getting his ass whooped by Hasim Rahman Jr. And I don't think Hasim Rahman Jr. could beat Anthony Joshua. Do you? Do you think, person that just came in, do you think that Anthony Joshua would lose to a Hasim Rahman Jr.? If you know who that is? Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no, he would not. It's levels to this shit. Jake Paul was struggling against that guy, and that guy was only using a jab. People who have really been in the sport of boxing, or I won't even say people who have been in the sport, like when I say in the sport, I mean in the ring, like fought before. Not even those kind of people. If you even ever been around the craft, the sport of boxing, you know that there's levels to this shit. You know that boxing is the one sport that you can't play. You could play basketball, you could play football, you could play soccer. Boxing is not something you could play with. You either are doing it for real or you're faking or messing around. There is no like in between. Even in between sparring that is like lighthearted sparring, it's nothing for that shit to turn into something else because it's real. It's still real at the end of the day. It might not be like full force trying to knock you the fuck out type sparring, but it definitely can turn the fuck up. It can turn into that. I think that Jake Paul is so green as a fighter. I don't even think he's ever experienced anything like that. I don't think he's ever been in a sparring where y'all just was both supposed to be working on something and that shit just turned into something and now all of a sudden that shit is a dog fight. I don't think Jake Paul has ever been in that kind of situation. I don't think Jake Paul has ever been put in a situation where he's been sparring dudes that don't have any reason to hold back on him. I don't even think he ever been in a situation like that, and that's wild. He never been in a situation like that where he gotta eat his work or his work gotta eat him. He never been in that kind of situation, dog eat dog type shit. Never been in that situation. Gotta bite down on the mouthpiece, sparring ain't going how I expected it today, but fuck it. This is what I signed up for. Let's see what I'm made of type shit. I don't see him doing that. I see them bringing in dudes that are his friends, dudes that went out last night, partied with their girlfriends, or sleep on the couch. They couldn't find nobody that really like wanted to. Cause here's the thing, when you got a green brand new fighter, it's so who nobody wants to spar that dude. I don't want to spar a motherfucker that's green. I want to be able to fuck somebody up. I don't want to spar a green fighter. Cause it's not gonna be fair. It's be certain shit I could do to him that is just not. It's not player to spar him at this point in time. He needs to get better at what he's doing. That's why I'm not taking this shit serious, man. This shit is just all about money, and it gets to a point where us as the people that are watching it, we have to call it out for what it is, and we gotta stop settling for it. You don't have to watch it. You really don't have to watch this shit. You don't gotta make this the biggest view. And see, that's another thing that I hate about today's world. Like with everything being so fake and things being so manipulated because of money. They're gonna put this I'm telling you, this is what they're gonna do. Now, there was fights like Thriller and Manila, fights like that that were huge fights, right? Manny Pacquiao fight, the Bud Canelo fight, right? Real sanctioned matches between let's say that again. Real sanctioned matches between real sanctioned fighters on both sides, the A side and the B side, not the A side being a real fighter and the B side not being a real fighter. Both sides, whether you like this side or you don't like this side, one thing you can agree is they're both fighters, right? Those fights that gross the highest viewership are about to get disrespected by a fight that's not even real. Like, think about that. That's so disrespectful. I mean, like, even though this shit doesn't really mean nothing in a can of paint because it's in the court of human opinion, but I'm just talking about within our world that we live in where we think that stuff is important and we watch it, right? Think about how disrespectful that is for those guys to get to the point that they got to and to be that great of a fighter. And then you have a dude with a bunch of money who's going to put this shit on Netflix, which is one of the highest viewed apps that we have. That motherfucker is about to get the credit for having the most viewed boxing match in history. That's disrespectful on so many fucking levels. And people don't even see it like that. How you gonna let this guy get the... And you're gonna say that after this fight is over with, bro, after this fight is over with, they're gonna say, and we got the ticket numbers. It was the biggest gate in history. It was the biggest gate in boxing history. It was the most viewed fight in boxing history, knowing damn well that they had the cards in the deck heavily stacked. Now, like I said, positively, what is Jake Paul doing for boxing? Jake Paul is getting real boxers paid. Because Jake Paul undercards be the shit. The fights on Jake undercard be the shit. I can't even cap to you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I just told y'all I'm not watching this shit. But the undercards be the shit. Because the undercards have real fighters on there. The undercards are better than the main event. Now, if I was... What I would like to see... See, this is what Jake Paul should have done. This is what Jake Paul should have did. Jake Paul should have been like, yo, I got a whole bunch of money, right? I'm bored right now. I got a whole bunch of money. I done did everything that I could possibly do in my lifetime, right? Cool. I want to try something different. That's fine. I want to go to boxing, right? What Jake Paul should have did, which would have even been better than what's going on right now, because boxing was so fucking like falling into the trash can with the exception of certain fighters, what he should have did was he should have went and found people that were within his lane that were willing to do the same thing. He would have made them so much fucking money doing that, it would have been insane. Go get a couple YouTube influencers that are just like yourself, right? Do the same thing that Ice Cube did. That's what Ice Cube did. Ice Cube got a couple basketball players that used to be real basketball players, and then other guys that might not have been NBA pro, but they still was good at playing basketball. He went and created a league. That's what Jake Paul could have did. Instead of fucking going above and beyond and fighting dudes that we know you really don't have the ability to beat, he could have went and bought dudes and found dudes that were at his talent level, and they could have created a whole entire league. And that still could be considered boxing. I'm still going to consider that boxing. If these guys are serious about the sport and they're really doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing, they really training, they really sparring, they really living, eating, sleeping, breathing, boxing, then I'll respect those dudes. And I'll respect them for what they do at that level. But to say that a green dude with no experience is going to beat a dude that's been doing this shit for at least the last 15 years is insane. I think that's insane. And it's a slap in the face to me. It's a slap in the face to you. And we should boycott this shit. I'm out.